welcome to recap for the Mandalorian. I'm Kylo Ren, and with me,
Hello, everyone. I'm Han Solo.
nice. Um, yeah, how are you today?
Doing pretty good. Ready to talk about this episode. It was a pretty exciting one.
Yeah, it was. Let's get to it. So, here's some quick overall thoughts. Not to spoil you real quick. Did you like it? How did it compare to last week for you?
Oh, I loved this episode. It's kind of funny the trajectory of the first season and this season with me because I also am one of the rare ones that really enjoyed the fourth episode of last season, and I really
Okay.
love the fourth episode of this one. So it's kind of like my liking has equaled, whereas like the first episode was amazing, second one was okay, third one was good, like really, really good, and then fourth one, another one I really liked. So it's kind of funny that it's an echo of how I felt over the first season.
Nice. I'm really like that. Tell me, what was episode 4 from last year? Was that that wasn't that Tatooine episode, right? That
No,
was,
that was the fifth episode last year was Tatooine. The fourth one was when we met Cara Dune, and it was
oh,
the one
okay,
that Bryce
yeah.
Dallas Howard was the director of. We,
Okay, right. Yeah,
we
that
got a
was
great
great.
director this time too, a new director to the Star Wars universe with Carl Weathers, and he did a phenomenal job.
Wow, yeah, I want him back. I want
Mhm.
him, everyone that gets director-wise, is just nailing it.
Right.
And next week is Day for Money, I think. So,
Yes.
I
Which
think
I'm hoping for Ahsoka.
yeah, I think we're getting that. I would be shocked if he got another director to do that.
Right.
But that, yeah, I really like this episode too. I'm loving Baby Yoda. I mean, I'm child, whatever you want to call him. He did, he eats everything and he really got it into those terrible tears. If you really think about it.
And this
He,
season, he's developing more of a personality, and so he's a lot funnier this season than last season, even though we were all upset with him in episode 2, but he's just a hungry baby, and that's pretty much what he
you
is.
can't, you can't be mad at a baby. Who gets mad at a baby? Really?
A lot of people online,
Uh, uh,
but it is
yeah,
Star Wars.
yeah. And it's online. You can get mad about anything. You can get mad
Right.
about a crown juggling balls if you're not careful enough.
So, would I go over beat by beat kind of what happened in the episode?
Sure, you can lead it off if you want.
Okay, so the first part is we see the Razor Crest still beat up to all hell. That poor ship. And you have Baby Yoda, since he's small enough to crawl into those little spaces, kind of in the same way that Baby Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they used him to go into the small spaces of the Ego, the living planet. And you have Mando telling Baby Yoda, like, hey, goes take out the blue wire, put the red wire in. And just the same kind of way with Rocket and Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was like, press this button, not this button, press this one. And it was the kind of just this exact same slapstick humor. And it was very hilarious. And I was like, okay, we're bringing in a little bit more of the like Star Wars humor, a little bit of that MCU humor into this episode.
And I'm all for that. Like you said, that I love the relationship. I love how Mano is treating him. It's so cute, and yeah, you're right. That is exactly like don't push that button, push this button. Yeah. Wow, I didn't even pick up on that, but yeah, nice.
And so Mando decides, Din Djarin decides that let's go back to Navarro because my ship is beat up because it wasn't really fixed. Let's go take it to where we have some friends. It'll probably be fixed up. And so we get to see Cara Dune again and Grief Karga, played by Carl Weathers, which he is the one who directed this episode. And it was just good to see those them again. What did you think of seeing them again?
Yeah, I love it. I loved it. I don't know if you go with me for a minute. I don't know if you were a fan of Arrow when it was on the CW.
No, I didn't watch Arrow.
Okay, well, there were like the three main characters. There was Oliver, his partner, and his quote unquote love interest, but that show worked when there was the three of them working together. So Mando, Color Weathers, and Color Noon remind me of that. I love those three of them working together as a trinity. Really, really well done.
They're a good group together. And one thing I did not notice watching the episode, but my friend messaged to me is so you're walking through Navarro and you're seeing just how much Cara Dune, who is now the Marshal of Navarro, uh, has made her and Grief Karga together has made the city just so much better, and everyone seems to be happier. There's a school there with a protocol droid as the teacher. But one thing I didn't notice is that there's a statue to IG-11 in
Oh
the town.
yeah, I noticed that. It's all the way in the background, like you can miss it if you're not looking for it. But
Right.
yeah,
And I definitely missed it when watching it, but then I saw it and I was like, how did I miss this? And so I have to go back again and be like, oh, there it is.
yeah.
So we have Baby Yoda now attending school, wanting some cookies, and the kid next to him is like, no. And so we get to see Baby Yoda use the Force again since season one to try to get some cookies. What did you think about that?
Oh my god, that was so funny. It kind of reminded me of Napoleon Dynamite and those Tater Tots.
Yeah,
Only with Star Wars. It was so funny. I was laughing. I was laughing at that and I was laughing at that kid's reaction.
yeah.
It's so good.
So then we have Carl Weathers' character, Grief Karga, and Cara Dune saying, well, while you're here, let's go on a mission because we have to wait for your ship to be repaired anyways. Might as well come and help us out with something. So that's one thing that I enjoy about this show is that even though there is an overarching storyline in the show, you do have kind of like that mission of the week. So you get to see kind of it's episodic and not episodic at the same time. And so, what we're going to now is that there is still Imperial presence in Navarro. And so, they're going over to basically flood that base with lava since it's a lava planet. So, remind me a little bit more of season one at the very end with IG-11 and them gone like the lava boat and things like that. I was like, oh, we're still showing that, yeah, lava is a big part of this planet and that it's going to be used in this mission.
Right. Yeah, I forgot that was the same planet from the finale, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I really like the mission this week. I like what, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I really do like that mission of, like you said, mission of the week thing.
Hmm.
You have, while you do have this, like, like this story that you get a little piece of it every week, but you're not drowning you with it. So you could pick it up at any time if you want to.
Right. And another character that comes back from season one in episode one is Horatio Sands' character. I think his species is called a mithril.
Okay?
And so he is under a 350 year life debt basically to Grief Karga. And so he's working that off. And he was just so funny in this episode where in season one, he was okay. He was funny, but it was kind of like, okay, where are we going next? And then really, Baby Yoda outshined that first episode. Just seeing him at the very end of
Yes.
last season. Whereas, like this episode, you really got to see more of that character, like just being funny, being the one who was like, "Why do I gotta be here? Why is this happening?" Goes, "Oh no!" Like making just little funny little quips, and this felt very like 80s action comedy where you always have that one character that's like doesn't want to be there but still goes along with it anyways.
He's leaving that kid hero. He's a hero that doesn't want ever do something. He's a hero that's been dragged into something he doesn't want to be dragged into.
Right.
And it works. It works for him. I like it.
So we actually get to the base, and what they thought was just a regular Imperial base actually turns out to be a lab. You have M count said, which everyone knows what M count means for midichlorians.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
we find out a little bit more of why that doctor character in episode 1 of season 1 wanted Baby Yoda, and they were actually taking blood out of Baby Yoda and using it as transfusions. And there's been some rumors, some guess that that kind of like shape of water tank that could possibly be making clones like Snoke that we see in the sequel trilogy.
You know, I mean, we could save our predictions for the end, or we could tell our predictions now. Do you want to save them or tell them now?
Either or whatever kind of going along with the story.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Okay. And so you, I think that was funny too, just knowing exactly kind of like, okay, it's not the full extent of why they wanted Baby Yoda, but we get a little bit more insight to it. And they're able to escape. We see Din Djarin just fly off, which is that rocket on just the way the Mandalorians fly. We've seen it so much in both Clone Wars and Rebels, and to finally like see it in live action, even though we've seen it a few episodes back, because just watching that is so cool to see it in live action.
Yeah, I think, I forget who I was watching. I think it was Holo who said, this is like a live action cartoon. I'm personally, I'm loving it. I love the feel, I love the tone, and this is some of the really great Star Wars I've been missing for a while.
And then you have Cara Dune ends up getting the Trexler Marauder that Horatio Sands' character talked about at the very beginning. You know how much this can go on the black market? And they end up going off of the cliff, landing on Horatio Sands. Basically, I forget what exactly that thing is called. That, but his like car for
Okay.
better, uh, and they go off with that, and just the way the stormtroopers going on their speeder bikes, just going over that cliff, that was such a cool scene, such a cool shot that I was like, yes, give me more of this.
It was very Return of a Jedi to
Hmm.
me. And reminded me of the chase on the moon planet of Endor, for sure.
And you have basically another trench run again. Those Star Wars won't be Star Wars without their trench runs.
Yeah, it's a thing. I
Yeah,
like it.
I like it too. And you have Grief Karga is the gunner. He's able to get rid of all of the speeder bikes, and all the stormtroopers off of it, and they start to celebrate. And then you see the Tie Fighters coming.
Oh, damn TIE fighters. Always showing up when you don't want them.
And so you have the TIE fighters following them through, and you think, oh no, the TIE fighters are actually going to get them because they're, for whatever reason, where you have Grief Karga who was making all the shots against the speeder bikes, against the TIE fighters, not really making the shots, hitting the rocks on the side. Cara Dune basically going like, what's wrong with you? And then Mando shows up in the Razor Crest. The Razor Crest is now back to its full glory, and you have him just the flying that he does, and Baby Yoda just with his hands up, like super excited, like yes. It looked like Baby Yoda was on a roller coaster or something, like just the way that he was acting in the
Wait,
Razor Crest.
don't forget what happens to Baby Yoda.
He
He
throws up.
slips up, yeah.
Yeah.
It was totally like he was on a roller coaster.
And you see
He,
that he kept some of the cookies where so Baby Yoda's learning, because originally when he just had food it would be like whoop 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 whoop.
yeah,
Now he's like he knows a little bit of conservation, like okay, I'll eat some now and I'll save some for later. So it was funny to see the cookies come up again.
yeah.
Right.
Um, hmm?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it was a very slow, it was, that moment when Mando showed up gave me vibes from A New Hope when Han Solo showed up, and the
Mhm.
last second, you think Luke from TIE Fighters again. So
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. I like that connection.
And this show does such a great job of giving you those feelings, not just from the original trilogy, but through all of the movies that have happened, because they've taken a little bit out of each of them. And then go to the ending scene. We find out that Moff Gideon, they have a tracker on Mando, and that you have these, like, could be clones, could be bots, could be who knows around him at the very end.
Well, and also, they also said there was somebody on the inside who's looking for Gideon. So who do we think that is?
Well, at first I was thinking that it was just the person that was repairing the Razor Crest, because they kind of give a look as the
Okay.
three of them are walking away. So I thought that it was just that person was the one who did it, and I think you see her in the message, or him, who or it,
Uh,
whatever it is. So, no Ahsoka this episode. People were thinking that she'd possibly show up maybe at the very end, but again, we were saying earlier that's probably going to be next episode with Dave Filoni's episode.
yeah, never, no, I would be shocked if it wasn't. But we'll see.
So, do we want to go into theories? What was your theories at the end of this?
Well, my theory, I think we're getting a backstory of Snoke. I think one of the tubes we saw was either the beginning stages of Snoke or what would later become Snoke down the line. Maybe they take some of what they need from the child and make that, combine that with what they already have, and then you have the Snoke. What do you think?
I'm actually pretty much on the same line as you. I think that that is leading up to Snoke. I think too that Moff Gideon and those people that are around them, I don't think that's the First Order. I think those are the people that are following the Empire that we see at the end of Rise of Skywalker. So I think those are the shadow people. That the First Order hasn't been created yet. That these are the shadow ones that are working for the Emperor.
Oh, wow, I didn't even think of that. No, okay. You mean in the Rise of Skywalker, you're talking about the Emperor's cheering section, right?
Not the cheering section, but the ones that are in the ships as they're rising.
Oh,
The
okay,
people that are working
okay.
in there, that I think that it's more, I don't think it's First Order yet. I think these people are going to create the First Order, but I don't have First Order vibes yet from it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. Depending on, we know they take into what is it called? Feedback into Star Wars, as we saw in Rise of Skywalker. I'm not sure we're ever going to see First Order again. Yeah, I feel like fans did not like them at all. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that we might see them again. Maybe not in this, definitely
Okay,
not in this season, or maybe not even in this series. And if we do
okay.
in this series, it might be like at the very end when they finally like have done all the seasons that they want to do. Um, I think we might see them again, maybe in books, maybe in comics, maybe in a cartoon or another show. I think there's a possibility we'll see because there's still stuff about the First Order that interests me. And as someone who really liked Force Awakens, absolutely loved The Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker has good moments for me, but really is my least favorite of the three.
I
I
have
think
to say, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but I think I'm right there with you. I really like Force Awakens. Really liked 85% of that Jedi. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker was such a disappointment for me.
I think it was kind of they were using it as a course correction of people who liked Force Awakens but didn't like Last Jedi, and it felt more like it was like a sequel to Force Awakens, and it felt more that they were trying to undo everything that was good about The Last Jedi, and
Yes.
in the wake ended up pissing off people on both sides of the Last Jedi argument. People who loved Last Jedi and hated Last Jedi did not like Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, you tried to please everyone and pleased no one.
Okay, I have to ask. Rise of Skywalker. This is a Star Wars show we're talking about. What did you think of Rey being a Palpatine?
I didn't like it.
Okay, me
I
neither.
I loved Ray being a no one.
Yeah, me. If she had to be somebody, it would have been cool if she was a Kenobi.
And I think that was rumors was that was what she was originally supposed to be, was a
Right.
Kenobi, but I really liked that it really just opened up Star Wars to everyone, and it was saying, "Oh, you don't have to be part of a certain family like Skywalker, Palpatine, Kenobi. You can be of any family line and still have all of this
Exactly.
power." And I think too that's something that I know people don't like the whole midichlorian thing, but I am a child of the prequel era, and it's anyone could it was kind of one of those like anyone could have a high midichlorian content. It doesn't mean that they have to be part of this family or not.
No, I agree with you. I mean, do I make fun of midichlorians? Yes,
Yes.
but they don't bother me. The, nothing, the only Star Wars movie I really don't like these days is Attack of the Clones. And that's just because it's so bland and boring. I mean, yes, you have some cool elements in it, but and whatever. But
That one has a special place in my heart though, because it was my introduction to Star Wars was that
oh,
movie.
okay,
So
that's fair.
I have love in it, even though, and I'll still enjoy watching it, even though I know it's definitively probably the worst Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, they just wrecked that love story, but whatever. Okay, whatever.
But going back to midichlorians, goes when they said M count, goes that got me really excited, and I know that I'm not the only one who got really excited them
Yeah,
saying it.
I mean, I feel in what shows, I feel the greatest limit in the film is only nine in a bad way, in a good way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And one theory that I really like, and whether it happens or not, kind of as for oh, what's Ken Knapsack's thing where they say speculate responsibly. Force Center, the Force Center
Okay, yeah,
podcast. Um, so I'm speculating responsibly, going if this happens, it'll be cool. If it doesn't happen, that's
right,
fine. But one of the theories that I really enjoy is the fact that Baby Yoda was born the same year as Anakin,
okay.
and we've seen Baby Yoda healing which then we got in a book that the only people that can heal are people that are part of a dyad. So Anakin Skywalker, Baby Yoda, Force dyad, maybe.
Possible. I wouldn't get too excited about that if I were you. But it's possible. It is Star Wars. Anything's possible.
I mean, I love Anakin because I love his story, and I think you see the best Anakin in the Clone Wars TV series. But yeah, I got love in my heart for Anakin.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Attack of the Clones. I really did like him in Revenge of the Sith. I thought, I thought they really portrayed that character well. And I guess I'm in the minority on that, but I got into it, definitely.
Hey, to each their own. Everyone has a part of Star Wars that they love.
Right.
But yeah, goes. Those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, those are basically mine too. Next week is Day for Bonus one, so hopefully Ahsoka shows up. I mean, do you know the title of the episode? I know it. Do you?
I don't. What is the title?
The Jedi.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's called the Jedi.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay, I misheard you for a second.
Yeah,
Ada, love it,
yeah,
love
I mean,
it. It has to be her.
yeah, even that's Luke, but I doubt Luke Skywalker is coming onto the show anytime soon.
Yeah, I doubt that too. As cool as that would be, I don't think he's gonna step foot in this show. If anything, it'll be like he's off in the background, and
Right.
it's like a like Easter egg. Like, oh, there's Luke.
Okay, whoa, a quick second, let's play this out. Let's say Luke Skywalker shows up. He's not showing up, but if he does, is it de-aged Mark Hamill or is it Sebastian Stan?
Hmm. I don't know. I think if Disney was going the smart route, it would probably be Sebastian Stan, like made to look a little bit older
Yeah,
because this time is several years after um
Return of the
the
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. There
Yeah,
we go. Yeah, several years after. So I would say to make it Sebastian Stan, make him look a little bit older.
yeah,
'Cause, but yeah, that's why I really don't see him coming in. If anything, it'll be a background character, like as an Easter egg. And I really hope that maybe like in a comic or a show or cartoon or anything, we'll see Luke like creating the his Jedi Order where he's gonna teach Ben and stuff like that.
yeah. But I think that's a couple of years down the road,
Yeah, that's a couple
right?
years down the road. But that's the story that I'm more intrigued about. Because I
Yeah,
know
me
that,
too.
like, in this time period, he's training Leia to be a Jedi, is what we learned in Rise of Skywalker. But I don't really want to see that. I think I saw enough of it in Rise of Skywalker, and like at the same time too, it's Leia with a lightsaber, which is awesome. But there's not a plot or a story to that. I think there's more of a story of him recreating the Jedi Order.
Definitely, definitely. And by the way, I did like that scene of Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
It was nice to see what they had done with Luke and Leia, making both of them younger.
yeah. That was one of the scenes I did enjoy.
Yeah. Well, I think that will do it for this recap, right?
Yep.
So why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
All right, you can find me at SoulGovin on Twitter. You can find me at soul.k.govin on Instagram. You can find me all over here on the Media Sweaties Network. I launched a new show called Soul Talk. We got 2 episodes out. Ben is my wonderful producer on that show. We just had my friend from college, Callie, on, and one of the things we talked about was Orin High School Host Club. So if you like anime or other things, we talk about other stuff as well. Just come in and join and get some good recommendation. I'm also on the Pop Culture Universe YouTube channel doing some stuff over there. So go check it out.
And you can find me at my Twitter, BenReader2. I'm on the Media Shreddies Facebook page. Like Star said, I'm also on the Media Shreddies Network on YouTube. I'm on Get Shreddy every Sunday, Shredding Up Freeze every Thursday. And on a different YouTube channel, I'm also on Mount Schmodown, where we go over a player's career and do all that. So come find that and check me out at all those places. And with that said, we will see you next week for another recap of The Mandalorian. Until
Hey
then,
everyone.
may the force be with you.